Yo, what's going on guys? It's your boy Poison here, me, myself and I back at it again with another video. And today's video, I'm going to be telling you everything that I have found on the latest gameplay of Storm Connections. The things that I found are basically new features or changed features, and even just answering some questions that a lot of you have had for a very long time. This video will explain to you what casually and competitively Storm Connections is going to be like, so if you want to know everything in good detail, be sure to stay and watch this video to the end. It will be very informative for you. Alright, and with that out of the way, let's begin. Character select. As you can see from the get-go, on character select, you can see the new characters and obviously the new changed menu design, as well as everybody's support types. This means that support types are indeed back in the game, although we have no current news for dash cuts. When you select your character, you can now see both jutsus as well as the ultimate jutsu when selecting the character. And then the cool new feature is that you can now change the color palette of the character, which is something we've been asking for a while. And then not only can you change the color palette, but of course you can also change their outfit. So with the outfit changes and the color palette changes, this already adds a lot of good customization, and we haven't even got to the customization options yet. I'm sure this will be revealed during the full game. Characters have second jutsu, and as you can see here, Sasuke has his own second jutsu here, our nice, lovely, exclusive one that actually switches place with the opponent. Now this is a whole new style of jutsu where you are swapping places with your opponent on the field. This hasn't been done before, and this is a brand new one. I thought this was just worth mentioning. Cover fire. Going back to support types, it looks like cover fire is still in the game. However, you was triangle square to do cover fire before, but as that is now the input for second jutsu, you now just gotta literally just hit square and the cover fire character will come in and throw their shurikens alongside of you. That probably means that Tamari could still be powerful. Items. The cooldown of items have now been a new feature in the game. Items are no longer in limited or numbered assets, they are now on cooldown, which means you can use them as much as you can during battle. Apparently, some items have longer cooldowns than others, which would make sense. And for more interesting news on items, you're going to want to stay tuned to the end of the video because there are some really interesting stuff with these items later on. Furthermore, on the relation of items, there is the tag stun. So when you throw your speed down tags, your attack down tags, and your defense down tags, when they actually hit the opponent, it creates a short stun naturally and you can carry on comboing. This isn't the case in Storm Connections. In Connections, it actually provides enough stun, probably so much, that you can actually land an ultimate jutsu off of. When the round gets reset, the HUD changes for everybody, so if you are the person who won round 1, it doesn't matter going into round 2 too much because both of you have your health reset, making it harder for the weaker player to actually win the game. If two top players are going at it and they're very even, this actually means that games will get dragged out a lot longer. Jutsu combination. There are some jutsus that have specific stuns that can be combined with other jutsus. So if you're very good at jutsu placement in general and the positioning of jutsus and the way they're thrown, you can actually combine two massive jutsus like you can see on screen here with Obito and Kakashi. A very nice little collaboration between the two and a massive amount of damage. You are going to make some people really upset if you do stuff like this. Air combo sub mashing. Now this is a very particular one that a lot of competitive players should pay attention to right here. What I've noticed here is that somebody was doing an air combo, and as soon as the opponent stopped, the air combo also stopped. Now, I don't know if this is a coincidence, but I thought this is something worth noting. Obviously, this is something that we can look into when the game releases, but I think instead of your character continuing their animations and mashing aimlessly when the opponent subs, I think the game now forces you to stop, which is actually good for those people that mash. It teaches you to remain safe. Minato's second jutsu. So, as Minato has his standard Rasengan, you're probably wondering, well, what is the second jutsu? Is it his tilt? Actually, no, it's the Flying Raijin level 2. Man, and it comes out so incredibly quick. Look at this. Support gauge. Also, with the Storm gauge now, when you actually do a leader switch with the character, now it takes the full gauge, but they do come back faster. So it's kind of weird to see if this is rather a buff or a nerf. It does kind of feel like generally that the supports are coming back faster than what it did in Storm 4, but it doesn't take half a support gauge anymore when you leader switch. It now takes a full gauge. So the support gauge will build up as normally by doing a lot of leader switching and a lot of attacks, jutsu hits, you name it. Anything that you do that actually requires some sort of benefit will then be exchanged in support gauge build. But the interesting thing is that when your support gauge becomes active, it is only active for a much shorter time. Falco has actually realized this and has been complaining throughout, and to be honest, I don't blame him. But personally, I think the shorter Storm gauge is actually a benefit. With all the benefits from supports that you get from Storm gauge, Storm 4 matches became very predictable, very spammy, and very repetitive. This actually makes people now fight more with fundamentals, or actually at least encourages it more. So I like that from Storm Connections. Hinata's buff. Hinata now has her rotation air jutsu and as well as her palms, but don't worry, you can do both jutsus in the air now. If you are someone that likes a bunny hop or you like to do a lot of stuff in the air, and if you have Hinata in your back pocket, don't worry, she's got your back. She's going to be doing that rotation as soon as they get close to you, sort of similar as to how Neji does. I love that for Hinata. Comes out quickly too. Grab damage. Yes, the grab damage has now been increased, but not only is that, you can actually now combo off of grabs too. That's absolutely insane. So not only are you landing a grab damage that is pretty much damn near the same as jutsus for some characters, but you can also land combos as well. So if you're grabbing someone on no subs, that is a guarantee into a combo. Now please bear in mind, this doesn't actually work with all characters, because there are characters like Ino and Darui that actually send characters flying away. I think this mainly just works for characters like Kakashi that has the grab. When they grab them, it actually just resets them right in front of you, allowing you to combo. This actually makes Kakashi way stronger and gives you more of an incentive to land grabs versus defensive opponents. Baryon mode awakening weakness. So I've noticed with Naruto's Baryon mode is that when he exits the awakening mode, he now is on a cooldown in terms of his whole movement. That's it. Similar to Might Guy when he gets out of his awakening, how he is tired and cannot move, Baryon mode Naruto now has the same issue. So if you're going to awaken in Baryon mode Naruto, you better switch not long before that awakening is over. The air block ground reset. Now this one isn't much of a change, but I've noticed that the animation to which when you block something in the air and touch the ground actually looks slightly different to Storm 4. It looks a lot more jagged or a lot more defined, I guess. I don't know. But judging from the way it looks, I feel like there's something different to the feel of it. Anyways, I think this is worth mentioning for my competitive players. Jiraiya second jutsu. Jiraiya now has dragon flame bombs attached to his jutsu, and I know this probably isn't a big deal to some of you, but as a Jiraiya main, I find this huge and a very nice buff to him. He can also use it in the air, and I'm pretty sure he can convert off of it too, so I can't wait to see what Jiraiya can be capable of. Substitutions. Substitutions actually do not refill when you're getting hit. Now, naturally, when you actually get hit and you waste a sub or whatever, if you waste a few subs and then you begin getting hit, with each hit, or rather each other hit or every big hit that happens, your subs will actually recharge depending on the amount of damage you take, as a nice little comeback mechanic for your subs. They've actually completely scrapped this in Storm Connections, and now when you deplete a sub, the sub timer then kicks in, and you have to rely on the 15 second, 14 second, whatever sub timer to actually get all of your substitutions back. But like I said before, substitutions are important now more than ever, and you need to be careful when using them. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. Guard break stun. When you use the guard break pill and you break guards naturally, the stun is naturally a lot shorter. So you can say goodbye to guard break ultimate jutsus. I think this will have people rage quit a lot less in ranked, because the standard thing was to have someone have their guard break on, they do an ultimate jutsu, and then the person getting ultimate jutsu is just going to rage quit because they don't like the setup. Now, this is no longer going to be a thing. If you land a guard break or if you get guard broken, basically what happens is that the guard break stun happens for the shortest amount of time ever, and the only thing the guard breaker can do is land a combo. If they choose to not land a combo or try anything else, that person who's guard broken can escape scot-free. Now here's a actually golden interesting little fact right here. So I said earlier that there was another interesting thing about items. This actually mainly goes for paper bombs. So as Strike Back is a very powerful support type, and myself and a lot of other top players have been saying over the years that paper bombs and strike backs go in tandem with each other very well as a way to force strike back without using jutsus. Well, it just so happens that CC2 has been listening to me all these years and decided to change that, probably to spite me. I'm just kidding, but anyways, yeah, no, I wasn't kidding about the paper bombs not being able to strike back anymore. As you can see here, the footage of Falco here, when he has his storm gauge up, he throws a paper bomb, and Naruto and his supports was not there to actually do the strike back. Meaning that you can no longer use paper bombs or any type of knock away item to encourage strike back anymore. And that is pretty much all the current changes I can think of to show you casual and competitive players. I know there's already some videos out on this, but I just want to give my own piece on it just to make sure that everybody is educated and informed going into Storm Connections, making sure that everybody has what they need to know in the arsenal when you're getting ready for your online games. Because let's face it, day one of online is going to be a bloody massacre. And that's everything, guys. If you have any questions, be sure to ask them down in the comments and we can try to answer them and look into it together to the best of our ability as a community. As always, it's been your boy Poison Nakami, Janet.